Welcome to today's video about Workday Pro Integrations Certification Exam Prep. What is Workday Pro Integrations Certification? Who should take the Workday Pro Integrations Certification exam? Related Workday credentials. Key focus areas for the Workday Integration Certification exam. Best study tips for Workday Pro Integrations Certification exam. 1. You need to configure a core connector. Candidate outbound integration for your vendor. The connector requires the Data Initialization Service, DIS. The vendor needs a value on the output file which contains the average number of jobs a candidate applied to. This value is not delivered by Workday, so you have identified that you will need to build a calculated field to generate this value. What steps do you follow to output the calculated field? A. Configure a custom field override service to output the calculation. B. Configure integration attributes to output the calculation. C. Configure integration field attributes to output the calculation. D. Configure integration field overrides to output the calculation. 2. You need to configure a core connector. Candidate outbound integration for your vendor. The connector requires the Data Initialization Service, DIS. The vendor needs the file to only include candidates that undergo a candidate assessment event in Workday. How do you accomplish this? A. Configure the integration services to only include candidates with assessments. B. Set the integration transaction log to subscribe to specific transaction types. C. Make the candidate assessment field required in integration field attributes. D. Create an integration map to output values for candidates with assessments. 3. You need to configure a core connector. Candidate outbound integration for your vendor. The connector requires the Data Initialization Service, DIS. The vendor requests additional formatting of the candidate country field. For example, if a candidate's country is the United States of America, the output should show USA. What steps do you follow to meet this request? A. Use an evaluated expression calculation and add it to the integrations report data source. B. Use the integration-related action configure integration population eligibility. C. Use the integration services to only output shortened country codes. D. Use the integration-related action configure integration maps. 4. You have been asked to build an integration using the core connector, worker template and should leverage the Data Initialization Service, DIS. The integration will be used to export a full file, no change detection, for employees only and will include personal data. What configuration is required to ensure that when outputting phone number only the home phone number is included in the output? A. Configure an integration map to map the phone type. B. Include the phone type integration field attribute. C. Configure the phone type integration attribute. D. Configure an integration field override to include phone type. 5. You have been asked to build an integration using the core connector, worker template and should leverage the Data Initialization Service, DIS. The integration will be used to export a full file. No change detection. For employees only and will include personal data. What configuration is required to ensure that only employees, and not contingent workers, are output by this integration? A. Configure the integration population eligibility. B. Configure a map for worker type in the integration maps. C. Configure worker type in the integration field attributes. D. Configure eligibility in the integration field overrides. 6. What task is needed to build a sequence generator for an EIB integration? A. Put sequence generator rule configuration. B. Create ID definition, sequence generator. C. Edit tenant setup, integrations. D. Configure integration sequence generator service. 7. You have configured a filename sequence generator for a connector integration. The vendor decides that a unique filename is no longer required. How would you modify the integration to meet this requirement? A. Disable the filename sequence generator service. B. Run the task delete ID definition, sequence generator. C. Define a static filename with XSLT. D. Adjust the connector's filename launch parameter. 8. You are configuring integration security for a core connector integration system. How do you find the web service operation used by the connector template? A. It is displayed when selecting a core connector template to build an integration system. B. Run the integration system and view the web service request in the messages audit. C. View the SOAP API reference on Workday Community. D. Run the integration template catalog report in the tenant. 9. You have successfully configured an ISU and an ISSG with the correct security policies and have assigned them to an EIB. What task do you need to run before you can launch the EIB? A. Activate pending security policy changes. B. View security for securable item. C. Assign the ISSG to only one security policy. D. Maintain integration security policies. 10. What is the workflow to chain a document transformation system to a connector integration for the purpose of transforming the output? A. Add a service step of FHIR integration to the document transformation. DT, business process, BP. B. Add an integration step to the connector business process, BP. C. Add an integration step to the document transformation, DT, business process, BP. D. Add a service step of FHIR integration to the connector business process, BP. Check the correct answers for each question. Subscribe PASCERT for more IT exam prep.